So one night Abraham's praying because God had given him this promise that you'd be a great nation.
Yeah.
At the time,
25 years ago.
what is a nation,
Yeah.
right? I just want a family. Give me a son. Give me something that can get us started. And out of nowhere comes this verse that kind of sets the tone for the rest of Scripture.
Right. Genesis 15:6. And Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous because of his faith.
Not because of something he did, not because of something he said, but because he believed God. God said, I've got this, trust me. And Abraham fell into that and walked into that and believed God that he'd actually pull it off and do that.
This was a game changer, historically, in regard to man's relationship with God, in regard to the mess and the dilemma that God was in and the mess that mankind had created. Now God comes along before the Ten Commandments, before you have the law and Moses and all that, and God establishes a new way to be in relationship with him, and that way isn't based on the stuff you do.
It's not based on the rules you keep.
Yeah, it's based on what you believe. Do you believe God? Do you believe what he says is true, that he'll do what he says? Because at this point in Abram's story, when he's doing all this praying, wondering if God's going to do his thing, 25 years he'd had the promise by this point.
Righteousness by faith. Of course, we naturally want to complicate things and make it more than it ever should have been, needed to be.
Right. We need rule. We like rules, and one of the reasons that people kind of have a struggle with religion in churches because they feel like the rules are manipulative in their nature.
And they can be.
And they certainly can be. So God shows up and he takes the rules out of the equation, he takes the behavior out of the equation, and he gets down to a simple reality of faith. So if you're going to restart your faith, your journey, what better place to start than the place that God boiled it down to?
Not with the rules, which he gave hundreds of years later, but with faith. Righteousness comes by faith. So what kind of experiences have you had in your life that have made it tough to trust God? Because if we're going to be honest, there's going to be something.
Right. You may even have a point in your life right now where you're calling on God about something and you're having difficulty trusting Him. This is going to be a great conversation because what this is going to do is it's actually going to help us really talk about actual faith, which is simply trusting God. But we don't want to tip our hand too much. We're going to talk more about that later.